Hello and a very warm welcome to you all. We are back with Ivan on stage 1 and the new season of the Eastern European Rally Championship, ERC for short. We're a little bit behind as round 4 is starting when I'm recording this, but I'll try to work off the 3 rounds worth of backlog. But for now, let's see how the first rally of the season went. As I said, we're on the way with Ivan on the very first stage. That's a 1.9 kilometer super special in good weather for a change. Though if I remember correctly, this took place early summer, which means that as long as summer lasts, we'll probably have a good couple of rallies with good weather. And on the downhill section of this stage, we have now Jan through this cobblestone probably section. Quite slippery actually, but he seems to be having a good drive through the stage, rolling in towards the final section, and that's the end of the stage right there. And on stage 2 we're on the way with Kacper, 8.2 kilometers, very fast. So our drivers had a good opportunity to absolutely send it for the majority of the stage, apart from the couple hairpins. And Manuel Alonso still on stage 2 with the Skoda. And the section is very nicely taken, and as you can see, this is very fast piece of tarmac. He's absolutely sending it. Also looks good. And that's the finish. So now we're on the way on stage 3, 8.5 kilometers with Colin, also with the Skoda. And this one is another pretty fast stage. So we're expecting our drivers to just absolutely send it again, as they did for the majority of this rally actually. Daniel is back as well, and it's a nice surprise to see him in kind of a modern car. And Jan seems to be having a bit of an issue with his door on this stage, or maybe he's just looking for some additional aerodynamics for the rally. And the door hits the tire wall that sends him into the guardrail or the tree. I didn't exactly see, but I guess that's the end of his leg. Now we understand why Dimi usually drops the door somewhere mid-stage, so this doesn't happen to him. And now Kacper on the cobblestone section, and then the next piece of proper tarmac where he can just absolutely send it. Second, I thought he's going to pull a right flick there, but he didn't. Manuel through the cobblestone. It's actually very slippery, very hard to take it at a good speed. And one has to be careful not to slide into any of the trees, as they are pretty close to the roadside. The 2 hairpins taken in a very elegant manner by Manuel as he finishes the 3rd stage. And here we have Marcus with the Sushi Mobile. And for now, it seems that he's taking it safe. And we all remember other championships where he's just sending it. But this is actually a fairly safe kind of driving from him. We'll see how he fares for the remainder of the rally. And this is the fan stage stage 4, the rerun of stage 1, and we have Alan on screen right now with the BMW, the reigning champion of this championship, with a completely different car, and he complained that he can't drive it. We'll see what that's going to look like in a couple of rounds. As changed to Colin for the uphill section, and then we continue with Gergely, who actually does the round around the barrel very nicely, despite driving a car that doesn't have a working handbrake. And we continue with Hugo, and it's quite an unusual sight to see him on a tarmac rally. But here he is, and it seems like he's still in one piece as we continue with Rajd, as he finishes the stage. And that's the end of leg 1. Colin first, Manuel second, Patrick third, and the rest of the field right here on your screen. And we are back with the second leg, and we are back with Ivan on stage 5. Quite short, very fast stage, 5.4 kilometers. And as you can see, Ivan is driving full throttle. And then he bottles it. Bit of contact with the tree, and it seems like the car could take it. So apparently it hasn't been such a great impact. And he can keep driving. And we continue with Marcus. Now he's back to his old ways. Driving fast, going a little wide, avoids the trees narrowly. And then Daniel. For some reason there seems to be the front left light missing constantly for him. And this is stage 6. Through the cobblestone section, safe and sound, going a little wide into that hairpin and back to proper tarmac. And we've got Yura on screen with something unusual, a Porsche that actually sounds terrible, and he overcooked that corner a little, hits the tree, and the car is still running somehow, though he probably picked up quite a bit of suspension damage to the rear on a rear-wheel drive car, so that might have been a little difficult to drive for the remainder of the rally. And we're back with Manuel for stage 6. Very nicely taken onto the tarmac from the cobblestone. Very nice to look at. Now let's see how bad that was. Yeah, his car stopped, and I think he's out of this rally by hitting the edge of the, well, I don't know, the pavement, and Rajd spins into the tree and falls off into the ditch. And he got back on the road with some help, and somehow his car is still able to start. I think he can consider himself lucky for being able to continue. That could have easily been the end of his rally. But obviously he lost quite a bit of time with that. But Metz is next. Still on stage 6. Very carefully taken. No trouble whatsoever as he finishes stage 6. So we're on with stage 7 with Colin. And he seems like he dropped the front bumper somewhere on the previous stages, gifting a bit of a souvenir to someone. But it seems like the car can still hold on, which is a good sign, as he was in the lead. However, I'm not sure how much time he lost with it. Gergely on stage 7 still. With the Toyota. And it looks trouble-free, for now at least. And we're back with Ivan for stage 7, which means his car could actually take the punishment from the opening stage of the second leg. And now we'll see if he'll be able to finish this stage without any serious trouble. Well, obviously it seems like he's not. And I think his car stopped, and that's probably the end of his rally. And we are here with Maria. We haven't seen her for quite a while now. She is back. And hits the tree. And she's out. And I think for the remainder of the season she might be back with a different car after this. Mart again. By the looks of it, one of the few drivers who remained. That was very close with the cut protection, which could have damaged his car quite heavily if he had hit it. Over the bridge. And now it's Gergely on stage 8. Still in one piece. Hopefully he can make it till the end. And at this point, I would say he also might have a chance for a good result overall. Jura with the Porsche back for leg 2. Seems to be careful after that little incident with the tree on the first day. And we got Pius on screen as he goes through the chicane. We haven't seen him for the first day. And it seems like he's driving with care, but also with a pretty good speed. And Mart again. At this point I would assume that there aren't many drivers left in contention in this rally. It's been a very fast rally with a lot of tricky stages. Allen, the reigning champion, on stage 9. Will he make it to the end? Will he start the season with a rally win, or at least with a class win? And obviously still very, very early to tell, but we'll be here to see whether or not he'll be able to put up a title defense. Hugo on stage 9, which, not gonna lie, very surprising to see him coming this far on a tarmac rally. wide outside of his natural habitat of Undva. But it seems like the Rally 3 Renault works for him quite well, apart from that little mistake there as he slid out of the hairpin on the cobblestone. Pius with the Ford, the Rally 4 version. Always good to see a couple drivers still in contention for the final stages, as ERC is quite well known for taking quite a huge amount of victims every event. Daniel from stage 10. Now I'm not sure if his lights are off or both lights are missing. Let's just consider it both lights are off. Just ripping through this tarmac section. And we're back with Hugo and his Rally 3 Renault. Unexpectedly nice. I wonder what the final results will be. But usually in ERC, survival alone can mean you a good result and a bunch of points, as we're back with Jan, who is back for the second day and seems to have installed a fresh door that works as intended, minimizing the chance of getting stuck on something on the side of the road. Though it seems like he's driving much more carefully than he did before. And we're back with Kacper. We haven't seen him for a while. In fact, we haven't seen him at all during the second leg. He's back for stage 10. One of the few drivers still in contention. Well, I probably jinxed it. The car definitely stopped, and I don't think he was able to restart it. Pius on stage 10. At this rate, we might have a Rally 4 on the podium because nobody else is going to make it to the end. Alan on the final stage of this rally. It's almost over. Not a lot of people left who are without super rallies. But Alan pulling a drive worthy of a reigning champion, despite saying the car is undrivable. But in RRA we know that if someone is complaining about the drivability of a car, might actually also win the upcoming race. So we'll see what it's going to look like at the end, as Jura is ripping through the tarmac, going a little wide. That's very fast. That was a very, very long braking. But it worked. He avoided any trouble so far. And we're back with Rajd through the chicane. Through the fast section. And we haven't seen a single right flick, though we didn't really have any stages where it's possible or easy to pull it off, so we're looking forward to it in the upcoming rounds. And that's the finish, and that's the end of this rally. And here we have the final results. Pavel, Colin, Oltian in the first 3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Goodbye.